It's that time of the month, but the tampon wrappers are not in the bathroom wastebasket. Your cycle must be irregular since you turned 40. The cat jumps on your stomach. She did that the last 2 times. How could this happen? You use protection. Well, you run out and buy a home pregnancy test just in case. You read the directions and proceed. You wait a few minutes. The line turns pink. Your husband is sitting at the desk in the foyer of your apartment. He's starting a new business and is surrounded by boxes. He looks terrified when you show him the stick with the pink line. Yeah, you don't, and you do think twice. Your kids are older, 9 and 7. They share a bedroom. You gave away the stroller and the changing table. Where would a baby go? You find an abortion clinic in the yellow pages. You make an appointment for that afternoon. But you have never questioned any other woman's decision, no matter how far along. You think about friends from high school, horrific stories in the news of other moms. You are vehemently pro-choice, but you've never had to terminate a pregnancy. You Google Jewish law and you talk to your husband. He says you can keep it. The choice has to be yours. You tell him you won't get rid of it if there's a heartbeat. The clinic is in a nondescript office building. There are no signs advertising its presence. Still, menacing protesters stand on the sidewalk holding posters with photos of maimed fetuses. Your husband grabs your hand and you enter the lobby. The reception area feels dour with its mauve vinyl chairs and industrial carpet. The place is packed. A gray-haired woman has tears in her eyes. She can't have another baby. She's a grandmother, she explains. No one looks happy. You fill out paperwork before you meet with a counselor. Your husband waits. You tell her the date of your last period. You're told that you have options. If you're pregnant, you can keep the baby. A nurse draws blood and a doctor examines your cervix. They determine that you're about 5 weeks along. The embryo hasn't taken shape. It's the size of a thumbnail. They take a sonogram. There is no heartbeat. You are told to make an appointment for the following week. You are adamant that the procedure gets done immediately. You schedule it for the next day. It's early Saturday morning, a crisp October day. You go alone so your husband can watch the kids. The protesters are still holding their signs. They stare at you with hatred and cry out, "Murderer." You hang your head and you slip past. When you get upstairs, you give your insurance card to the receptionist. You change into a hospital gown and are led into a back room. It feels like a factory. Multiple examination beds are separated by partitions. Several women are having abortions done at the same time. There are moans of agony. You are given anesthesia and spread your legs. The doctor takes out a suction device and you drift off. When you wake up, the doctor tells you that everything went fine, although you were almost too early in the pregnancy to have this done. You shake your head. Had you waited any longer, you couldn't have gone through with it. The anesthesia wears off and you are doubled over in pain. You're told to expect severe cramps and bleeding. Plan to go home and rest for the remainder of the day. You barely remember making a follow-up appointment. When you exit, walking stiffly, the right-to-lifers are still there. They shake their fists. "You evil baby killer," they shout. Invisible knives sear through your abdomen. You gasp for air. The apartment is empty. You take 2 Advil and crawl into bed, your body curled in a fetal position. You breathe through cramps and search for solace. Neighbors won't knock on your door with casseroles. There will be no baby naming or bris. Tears flow into an ocean of sadness. You grieve for what might have been. As the sobs cease, there's a wave of relief. You made a difficult choice, but it was yours to make. And for you, it was the right decision.